Today we're going to go through how to get cleaner seams when we're working with foam. I'll be going through two methods, one with hot glue and the other with contact adhesive. For hot glue, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to apply a very thin layer of glue and then rub the two pieces of foam edges together so to spread the glue out, and then hold it until it dries. And that's very important. So the two steps are spread the glue out and hold it, because if you don't hold it, it's just gonna start peeling. So I've got my glue gun ready. Less is more. And before it dries, we have to work quickly. Just gonna spread it out. Hopefully you'll get it to the edge and hold it. And the more you do this, the better you're going to get at not leaving excess coming out. Just going to hold it a little while until it dries. Right. This isn't terrible, but as you can see, there's still a little bit of excess hanging out. So I'm just going to pick this off, or we can cut it off with a knife. The cleaner you keep your seams, the more pretty your armour will look when you're done. The second method I'm going to talk about is with contact adhesives. That gives a very, very clean finish, but it's a little bit of a pain in the ass to work with. It takes a lot longer to dry than hot glue does. So if you don't have the time or patience, hot glue would be the way forward, I think. Right. I'm just gonna grab a piece of scrap foam to use as my brush. All I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spread the contact adhesives on both sides of the edges I'm gonna glue together. As you can see, it's a very, very thin layer I put on, and it has to be on both sides. Now we're going to have to wait for both sides to dry. I wouldn't recommend doing what I'm doing right now, which is working in your bedroom, because the fumes from the contact adhesive is quite bad for you. It's a pretty warm day today, so the glue is drying quite quickly, but all you have to do is wait for it to dry so it's well, it's not tacky to touch anymore. And what we're going to do is we're going to carefully place the seams together first, because once the two surfaces touch, it's extremely difficult to pull it apart. So I'm lining up the edges carefully. And once I've got the edges done, so as you can see here, I haven't pushed it together yet. Once I've got the edges lined up, I will push it down slowly with a little bit of force. I would recommend leaving this for at least a good few hours, but if you can, leave it for 24 hours for it to completely dry through. To compare the two edges, so this is the contact. As you can see, there aren't any gaps on the seams, and once you sand it down, it will literally look seamless. Hot glue, you can see a tiny bit of a gap, but it's not that noticeable once you prime it and paint it over. You can sand it down, but it's slightly more difficult to sand than contact is. Hopefully that's helped, and hope you guys get cleaner seams from now.